Lisa handed me a large, wrapped item as I stood at the entrance, not even inside the house yet. "Look at this. Isn't it a fantastic clock? It's a housewarming gift. Please accept it," she said with a big smile on her face. I hurriedly received the gift and unwrapped it to find a beautiful wooden clock meant to hang on the wall, complete with a small birdhouse on top of the dial. I imagined pigeons or small birds popping out at certain times. As I thanked Lisa, something sparkling caught my eye. Suddenly, anger surged within me, and in a fit of impulse, I swung the clock and smashed it against a garden stone, right in front of my startled mother-in-law. "Lisa, I'm Emma, 30 years old, and I work in administrative tasks at a factory. My father works there too, and he always said manufacturing isn't just about the on-site work, it's supported by people working behind the scenes. This influenced me to be more attracted to behind-the-scenes work rather than being in the limelight. In school, I always chose to manage props or take care of administrative tasks rather than being on stage. My first job was an administrative position at a retail store, but I always dreamed of working in a factory like my father. I studied machinery and gained experience in administrative tasks, and after 3 years, I landed my current job at the factory of my choice. It was there that I met Michael, my future husband. He's a senior colleague who works on-site, 2 years older than me. Michael is always cheerful and lifts the spirits of the entire workplace. We grew closer after sitting next to each other at the company's year-end party, bonding over our shared interest in machinery and manufacturing. After dating for 2 years, we took our first trip together to Hawaii, a place I'd always wanted to visit. On the last day of our trip, Michael proposed to me during a fancy dinner at our hotel. He surprised me with a cake that had "Will you marry me?" written on it, and then got down on one knee with a diamond ring. I was so overwhelmed with emotion that I could only nod, tears streaming down my face. It was a beautiful moment, made even more special by the applause from the waiters and other customers around us. However, there was one thing that concerned me. When we went to Michael's house to announce our engagement, his mother, Lisa, asked me how old I was. When I said I was 28, she expressed concern about having grandchildren, saying she expected a younger bride. Michael quickly intervened, telling her not to be rude. Although I wanted to have children soon, Lisa's words upset me. After the wedding, Michael and I were supposed to live with his parents in their house, which was close to my workplace, making it difficult to refuse. Lisa kept making comments about how cute her friends' grandchildren were, saying she wanted to play with her own as soon as possible. Eventually, she even started meddling in our private life, asking things like, "Emma, are you measuring your body temperature properly? You know there are methods to help with conceiving." This added to my anxiety, especially as I found it difficult to get pregnant. Michael and I decided to go to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor said, "There's no problem with your husband, but your uterus has a slightly complex shape, which makes it difficult for the embryo to implant." I hesitated and asked, "Does that mean I can't get pregnant?" The doctor replied, "It's not completely impossible, but there are no known cases of pregnancy in this situation in the United States." I was devastated, feeling like my body was failing me. I broke down and cried to Michael, blaming myself for our situation. He tried to comfort me, but I couldn't shake the guilt. Michael seemed at a loss for words, which made me feel even worse. I struggled with housework and my job, and Lisa noticed, saying, "Something is wrong, isn't it? Talk to me. The atmosphere in this house is getting depressing." Michael and I reluctantly told Lisa what the doctor had said. She reacted harshly, saying, "I knew it. I should never have let you marry her. It's obviously the bride's fault." Michael defended me, saying, "Blaming Emma won't solve anything, Mom. It's not her fault." But Lisa kept insisting it was my fault. Michael finally said, "Enough is enough, Mom. You're going too far." Lisa stormed off, leaving Michael and me distressed. Later, I told Michael, Maybe we should break up. You want children, and you can't have them with me. But Michael responded, I married you because I want to spend my life with you, Emma. Whether we have children or not, being together is what matters to me. After learning about my fertility issues, Lisa's behavior worsened. She started harassing me when Michael and my father-in-law weren't around. Michael did his best to keep Lisa and me apart, but her mean behavior didn't stop. Finally, Michael confronted her, saying, We have our own circumstances in this marriage. What do you want from Emma? Isn't it enough that she lives here with us? Stop being so mean to her. Lisa snapped back, I will not accept a daughter-in-law who can't give me grandchildren. Michael declared, We can't live like this anymore. We're moving out. We had been looking for a new place for a while, and after considering our options, we decided to build a new house. Although the process took longer than renting, Michael's confrontation with Lisa made my father-in-law more vigilant about her behavior. We moved without major issues and thanked my father-in-law for his support. Life without Lisa was blissful. However, just a week after we moved, my father-in-law called, apologizing. Lisa found your new address. She says she's coming over now, and I'm really sorry. A few hours later, Lisa and my father-in-law arrived. Lisa, holding some bags, surprised us by being unusually humble and apologetic. She handed me a large package, saying, This is a housewarming gift. Hang it in your bedroom or something. I took the package from Lisa, intending to thank her, but she wouldn't meet my eyes. She quickly turned to leave, putting my father-in-law along with her. Well, then we're heading back. You two take care and live well together, he said apologetically as Lisa pulled him away. Wait, you're leaving already, Michael called out. My father-in-law smiled sadly. This is Lisa's way of making amends. She didn't want to intrude, just came to give you this gift. Seeing Lisa's subdued demeanor made me feel uneasy. I could understand why my father-in-law didn't want to linger, but something felt off. Encouraged by Michael's curiosity, I decided to open the package right there. Inside was a wooden wall clock with a small birdhouse ornament. It looked like a cuckoo clock, but when I touched it, I noticed something strange. Without saying a word, I lifted the clock with both hands and smashed it onto a garden stone nearby. The crash made Lisa turn around in shock, while Michael and my father-in-law stared, mouths agape. Michael shouted, What are you doing? Mom tried to make amends, and you're acting like this. Apologize. Lisa covered her mouth, muttering, How could you? My father-in-law remained stunned, still processing what had happened. I took a deep breath to calm down, then squatted down and retrieved something from the wreckage. Can you still say that after seeing this? I asked, showing Michael a small device from inside the clock. What is this? Why is this here? Michael clenched his fists, his anger growing. Lisa's behavior was strange, like she was forcing this on us. This was supposed to be an apology and a gift, but something felt off. I turned to Lisa, holding up the device. Lisa, do you know what this is? She shook her head, looking pale. I have no idea. Michael examined the device. It's a camera and a voice recognition device. Why would there be a camera in this clock? I explained. When I touched the birdhouse, the door wouldn't move and I saw a small round black hole in the center. When the sunlight hit it, something glittered inside. It was a camera lens. Lisa stammered. I didn't know. There was also a part resembling a microphone. I continued. This clock was meant to spy on us. Michael, furious, demanded, Mom, why would you do this? Lisa, unbothered, retorted, I wanted to ensure my daughter-in-law was fulfilling her duties as a wife. I thought maybe the issue was mental, not physical. I planned to force her to divorce if she wasn't a good wife. Michael snapped, I'm happy with how things are. Did someone help you with this? Who's trying to come between us? Lisa smirked. If I had accomplices, it would have been even better. A clockmaker friend helped me build this. My father-in-law, horrified, asked, "Do you realize how awful this is?" Lisa threw her belongings down, raging, "The worst one here is your wife. She can't even have children, yet she had the nerve to marry you. What about my grandchildren?" My father-in-law restrained her, apologizing, "I'm sorry about this. We'll leave now." He pushed Lisa into the car and drove away. Standing in shock, Michael turned to me. "I'm sorry for what Mom said. It's not your fault." I nodded, but I couldn't help wondering what would happen next with Lisa and my father-in-law. I wanted nothing to do with Lisa anymore, but I was concerned about how my father-in-law would handle the situation and what our relationship with Lisa would look like in the future. A few days later, I got a call from my father-in-law. "I'm really sorry about the other day," were his first words. I actually wanted an apology from my mother-in-law, not him. He hadn't done anything wrong. "No, Dad, are you okay after all that?" Michael spoke, sounding concerned. "We had a big fight after that, and a lot of things came up," my father-in-law explained. "It seems that Lisa has been making snide remarks and harassing not just Emma but others as well." I was surprised. I had no idea she was treating other people the same way. "Wait, what do you mean?" Michael asked, shocked, seeking clarification. "There's a woman in our neighborhood who can't have children, and apparently Lisa has made snide remarks and harassed her as well. So she's been doing this to strangers too, not just family." Michael asked, his voice filled with disbelief. "It seems that way. When I told her it was wrong to treat Emma so harshly, she said she's been doing the same to other women who can't have children." I was horrified by what he described. "That's awful. She's been doing all this behind our backs," I said, feeling a mix of anger and sadness. Michael's voice was tight with anger as he responded. "Now calm down and let me finish," my father-in-law said. "Calm down? How can I calm down when my own mother is acting like this? It's infuriating and embarrassing. Don't you feel the same way, Dad?" Michael's frustration was palpable. "You're right," my father-in-law admitted. "That's why I went to apologize to that family as soon as I heard about it. But I also found out that a few houses down, a daughter-in-law was verbally abused by Lisa to the point of depression, and they moved away a few years ago. I'm scared of what the neighbors think, and I can't bear it anymore." His voice was truly distressed. "I can't handle this anymore, so I've decided to get a divorce." I was shocked, but Michael remained calm and concerned. "Is that so? I agree with the divorce. Are you going to be okay, Dad?" My father-in-law explained calmly, as if he had already made up his mind. "I'm going to move out of this house too. I owe an apology to the neighbors, but don't worry about me. I've already found a good place to live through an acquaintance. I'll move as soon as the paperwork is done. I wanted to let you know because Lisa might head your way now that I've kicked her out of the house today. I'm worried about that." Even in his own distress, he was still looking out for us. "I see. Got it. We'll handle it if she comes here," Michael reassured him. "I'm really sorry again. I'll get in touch once I've settled down," my father-in-law said before hanging up. Thanks to Michael putting the phone on speaker, I heard the entire conversation. Just a few hours later, Lisa showed up at our house with her bags. "Please help me. After the divorce, he kicked me out of the house. I have nowhere to go. Let me stay here," she pleaded as soon as she arrived. Michael asked, "Why did you get a divorce? It's not just because of this recent incident, is it?" Lisa's eyes widened in surprise. "So, in addition to Emma, you've also been harassing other daughters-in-law in the neighborhood." "Well, she stammered. "And because of your verbal abuse, one of them even became depressed." "Hold on, that's an exaggeration. There's no proof it was my fault. You're making it sound like I'm a criminal. Besides, how can a woman not have children? I went through a lot to give birth to you, and I can't even see my own grandchildren because of her. Just looking at her makes me sick." Lisa had flipped her anger switch. "Mom, happiness isn't just about having children," Michael responded calmly. "I know that. Just let me stay here for now. I'm sorry, but that's not possible. I've decided to be happy with Emma. I can't live with you the way you are now. You need to think about what you've done. Why not? You're my son. I gave birth to you and raised you. Show some filial piety. I'm grateful to you for giving birth to me and raising me, but this is a different matter. Why? Just let me stay here, she shouted, starting to throw things from the entryway toward us. Seeing there was no reasoning with her, we decided to call the police. We managed to keep Lisa from coming in until the officers arrived. When they did, they escorted her outside. Damn it, I'm so angry. What's going to happen to me now? I never want to see your face again. Those were the last words I heard her shout. I didn't want to see her face either, so I thought to myself, well, you didn't have to come in the first place. It seemed like Lisa had received a stern warning from the police because she never came to our house again. Soon after, Michael's father decided to move and, incredibly, he ended up in an apartment within walking distance from our place. If that woman ever comes around, I'll take responsibility and handle it, he assured us, which was honestly a relief. During a housewarming visit, we asked about Lisa's current situation. It seems like she's living in public housing now. You know, the affordable housing that prioritizes seniors and those with special circumstances, he explained. Oh, we lived in a place like that a long time ago, didn't we? I recalled. Exactly, it's similar to that. Back then, families with children were given priority for those apartments too, he reminisced. Michael, curious, asked, is Lisa working? It seemed hard for him to believe she'd be holding down a job. She's started working part-time, but nothing lasts long. She's been a housewife for so long, and she's not great with people. She always causes problems in her relationships with others, creating conflicts, and that's why she ends up losing her job. Then the cycle repeats as she looks for another part-time job, he detailed. I see. Well, I didn't expect it to last. It's good she's at least trying to work. By the way, how does Dad know about Lisa's current situation? Is he in contact with her? I asked. I really don't want to keep in touch with her, but we were together for so many years. I can't help but worry a bit. I occasionally get in touch with her to find out how she's doing. I think it's better to know her situation in case something happens, and we need to deal with it before it becomes a problem for you and Michael again, he explained. It seemed like Michael's kind-hearted father still cared about Lisa's well-being to some extent. Well, as of now, she's not working steadily, so she's living somewhat depressively while receiving welfare, he added. Meanwhile, we decided to keep a dog. One day, while visiting a pet store, we came across a toy poodle. Hey, this little one just made eye contact with me, didn't it? I explained excitedly. Me too. So cute. Michael joined in. When we looked at its birth date, I was overjoyed. Michael, look at its birthday. What's up? He asked. Oh, that day, right? It's the day you proposed to me in Hawaii. Don't you feel like it's fate? Feeling a sense of destiny, we decided to take the young toy poodle home with us. Since then, we've been doting on this dog as if it were our own child. Additionally, with Michael's father moving nearby, he started visiting us frequently, making our family life lively and cheerful.